I'm assuming you're a young man that wants to improve your physique. You want to be more attractive. Does having a good physique help you be more attractive? Does looks matter? Does your physique matter? Short answer is yes, it does. How to build an aesthetic body. I know what you're here for, and I'm here to deliver it to you. One, because it gives you confidence. Trust me, and this is from somebody that was a chubby kid that would sit like this. I still stand like this from like chubby PTSD, or sit down on the couch with a pillow. I've mentioned these things. So I'm gonna be that guy to help you out, to be that guy. So there's 3 things to consider. Most people just say it's 80% diet and 20% fitness. No, actually, the main thing is mindset. Yep. You might think it's dumb. You might think like, oh, well, duh. The most optimal way to get an aesthetic body is bodybuilding. It's not hybrid athlete training, not CrossFit, it's not whatever it is, it's bodybuilding. Calisthenics as well. Don't sleep on calisthenics. But mainly bodybuilding is the best way to go, in my opinion. The best way to grow muscle is in a small detail in the way in which you have to lift. And it's exploding on the curling motion and slowing down the concentric, I don't know the damn words, but slowing down the letting go motion. Then you're constantly under tension, progressive overload, adding weight so that we can get stronger over time. A lot of science influencer, YouTubers, bodybuilders, whatever, say this is not optimal, but I'll say it is, and it's training till failure. It trains your muscles to build and get stronger and to show, because when you can't lift the muscle or the weight anymore, it sends that message to your mind saying like, okay, we gotta build, we gotta get stronger so that we can get this thing off our chest. And when you're constantly doing that, you're gonna get stronger, you're gonna build that muscle more. At least that's just my thinking when it comes to it. And honestly, do what feels good and what works for you, because everybody's gonna have an opinion, everybody's gonna have what's most optimal for science and whatever it is, but the reality is that everybody's body is different, and the only way you're gonna find out, the only way you're gonna know is by doing the work, putting it to the test and figuring it out, and make it fun and enjoyable, because that's how you're gonna stick to it. So there's certain muscles that are most attractive and most appealing, no homo, pause, to women if you want an aesthetic body. I'm sure you're probably thinking abs, but actually not really. Neck is a super underrated muscle. If you have a big body and a small neck, it gives you that kid look. It just looks weird. Now if you want to look like a killer, like a beast, traps and shoulders all day. And so if you want to look beastly, yeah, train that. And training shoulders in general just gives you that Dorito shaped look that is very popular. That's why people, they're trying to achieve the physique of Miguel from the Spider-Verse, or like Toji. What helps is also lats. So just the back in general is a very important part, is the lats, the traps, the shoulders. That's something to keep in mind. Arms is a given. I don't need to say much. Some nice forearms, some nice vascular forearms, some biceps, some triceps, you know what I'm saying? I don't need to say much about that. It just looks good in general. Like, come on now. Do I really have to say much about arms? And last but not least, legs. I already mentioned this, that you don't want to have a big body and small legs. It just doesn't look right. And why legs are so important is because it helps you actually gain muscle throughout your whole body when you train legs. And it also boosts testosterone. Legs is important. Don't skip leg day, brother. Yeah, and then there's honorable mentions like chest. Honestly, the best exercise split, if you want to know how to hit the right muscle groups in training, my favorite ones is push-pull legs. Just a little bit more advanced, but for aesthetics, best is bro split. And it's also great for beginners. Just hit arms one day, and then hit back one day, and then hit legs another day, and then hit chest another day. Now, how I train to look like this, honestly, I just say that I'd fall under the hybrid athlete banner, which is you can look aesthetic from that training, but the most optimal, the quickest way, I'll still stick by bodybuilding and maybe calisthenics. But that just depends on where you're at and what your goal is. I just want you to keep that in mind. Now let's get into diet. Now in short, you don't want a dirty bulk if you're trying to bulk up. Don't dirty bulk. You want to stay lean, you know what I'm saying? Stay lean, mean, green machine. Nah, I don't. That was whack. That was corny. But yeah, man, focus primarily on whole foods if you can. Veggies. I'll say fruits, but some fruits have too much sugar in them. Your body, when you eat fruits, your body still recognizes it as sugar. I'd say use it as maybe like an energy source. If you're trying to cut weight, don't eat fruits. Try to avoid fruits a little, and don't be lazy, bro. Learn about your macros. Know how much calories you need to eat. Know how much protein you should be intaking. Yeah, and do that. Follow that diet and that training regimen for 4 to 6 weeks. Notice how your body changed that 2 months, and then maybe have like a short rest period, maybe 1 week, or maybe like it's one weekend or one meal somewhere in that timeline, and then get back to it, and then little by little you start sculpting that. First of all, you should go into this knowing that this is a lifestyle. This is not microwavable results where you could just put it in there, boom, pop it open, and then get what you want. Like, no, this takes time. I hope you know that. And I really want to put emphasis on making it enjoyable. It doesn't have to be so cut and strict unless that's how the best you learn or grow. Make it enjoyable. Give yourself some leeway. I'm not saying, go too far, but if you you hate to run, but you need to do a cardio thing, then swim, ride a bike, do something else, figure it out. You don't have to run unless you have a goal of running faster, whatever it is. But if not, and you just want an aesthetic body, then there's other ways to accomplish the goal. Now let's talk about the fitness pyramid. Training, diet, and sleep. The most vital part is sleep. Sleep is vital for recovery. But I just checked on my Apple Watch statistics, and I'm getting 4 hours of sleep every day for the last 30 days. More or less, it's like averaged out. That's not good at all. That's not good at all. And that's me admitting something to you guys. So, and one might look at me and be like, oh, well, you have a pretty, like, okay physique. You have a pretty good physique. But imagine how much better of a physique I could have if I allowed my body to heal and took care of myself a lot more in that aspect of sleeping. So prioritize sleep. It should be 8 to 10 hours. For real, for real. I mean that. 8 to 10 hours. People are like, 10 hours? Yes. If you can, yes. The lowest is 6, but even that I don't recommend. You should aim for 8 because you should aim for 10 because the time you're in bed is not the time that you're sleeping. So you still have like 2 extra hours in which you're in bed, but you're not asleep. And also what I found with sleeping is like the more you sleep, the more mental clarity you have. So you're more likely to stay disciplined. You're more likely to want to do the hard work, to want to train, to want to diet. Your body can make those better decisions. But when you're kind of sleep deprived, you're just like, fuck it, I'm gonna take just like whatever. I'm gonna take whatever I can eat, whatever is easily accessible. Oh, I forgot to cook. Damn, them cookies are right there. You're more on survival mode, so you don't make the best decision. Now, supplements I think one should have. I'll tell you this. Men's multivitamin. Make sure it has magnesium in it, creatine, and protein. And then an honorable mention, I'll say ashwagandha. Now, with these, you don't need any of them. The most optimal, I will say, for success is protein and creatine. If you want that aesthetic body as quick as possible, take those. But like I said, you don't need them. I went a long time, almost my whole training career, my whole life, without ever paying attention to protein. I didn't even know what creatine was until a couple years ago. I didn't take anything. For the longest time, people would be like, damn, bro, what do you take? You look strong, whatever. What protein are you getting? I'm like, I don't take protein. So you could achieve the goal without it, but it definitely helps. And I've mentioned this in a video before. If you haven't seen it already, check it out. But I kind of already give you the answer, so there's no point. And now let's talk about consistency, right? If you want to stay on a diet, the most optimal way to stay disciplined is meal prepping, honestly. And I hate meal prepping. I hate cooking. I know how to do it. I'm good. I'd say I'm good at it, but I just don't like to do it. It just takes too much time for me. But meal prepping cuts the time out. It cuts the confusion out. It cuts the spending money out, and it's easy. But you gotta just be willing to put a day aside and put time aside to do all that. Now, with that, same with training. You have to prepare ahead of time. You have, like I always say, your day starts the night before. Have your gym clothes out. Have your shoes organized nice in the corner. Have whatever equipment you need, your headphones if that's what you do. So even when you don't feel like training, even that day when you wake up, the alarm hits and you're like, damn, I gotta go to the gym. But I already went through all the work to have my stuff set up. So that'd be a disservice to myself that went through the work for me not to go train. At least that's how I see it. But like I said, it always helps to have your stuff ready the night before. Your day starts the night before. Keep that mindset, and you'll be much more productive, much more consistent with that rule. Just remember that this is a process, and not a day goes by to where I'm not grateful to my younger self for training. I'm so grateful for my younger self for putting in that work, putting in that dedication, throwing up, having cotton mouth and pause, and being dizzy, damn near fainting, bleeding for my physique, for my training. Because even though it was boxing training, you know, it set up a really solid base for me. And so I'm grateful for that. And so it's important that you put in the work now and you keep striving so that your future self can be grateful for that as well. One step better every day toward your dream goal. And like I said before, it's important that you remember that this isn't a hobby, it's a lifestyle. So be in it for the long term, even after you achieve the goal. Don't do no summer crash diet and then like 2 weeks into the summer, all right, you already went to the beach, and then you get fat again. Like, don't do that. Live that life. Be about it. Stay disciplined. Just know that no matter how much time it takes, some people it takes longer, some people take shorter, but no matter what, you're going to achieve your goal if you don't quit, if you don't give up, and if you do your research and you do all you can to achieve it. Why not? How can you not? How will you be denied? But it's up to you to show up every day, look yourself in the mirror and say, let's get it. So if you're the type of person that, in conclusion, wants extra help with this, you tried and you failed multiple times, you don't really know what to do, you don't know how to stay disciplined, consistent, you need somebody on your back or somebody to educate you, that's what I'm here for. And so if you want, click the link in the description, one-to-one coaching, or you can join my schools. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it. Like, subscribe, share, cop the merch, support the brother. If you subscribe, you know what I'm saying, I could buy some coffee. And yeah, man, my love. Peace.